All right, we're live. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, depending on where you are in the world. We have different time zones. It's evening here, and in some places it may be morning or midday, depends on where you are. Um, 1 minute, let me turn up the sound, please. 1 minute. Let me get some sound going up in here. All right, I know we're ready. All right, so the topic that we have is energy saving devices, gadgets, solar equipment, and those sales reps. Now, a sales rep is someone who is selling your product or a service, and they're actually representing the brand that they are selling. You have some business places that are selling multiple brands um, for the same, almost put it now, for the same product type, but it comes in different brands. This is just like how you have food, like say bread, and you have different bakeries baking not the same bread, but their version of the bread. It's so too with these devices or the gadgets that you may buy, the energy saving devices that you may buy, or the solar equipment that you may buy. You have the different manufacturers making a particular brand or their brand of the devices or gadgets. Now, the thing is with the sales rep is you go, say you want, right, say you want a solar power system for your home. Now, in your head, you know what you want it to do. And what you may want it to do is to just provide electricity. That's what you want it to do. Provide you and your household with electricity. Now, it is best for these sales rep to ask you questions, and asking you questions really would enable them to come down to the point where they are giving you the best offering. Now, sometimes some of them give you demonstrations or may show you a presentation, and all of this is to make sure that you're one satisfied customer. Now, ironically, when I say giving demos or even showing you presentations, I remember my mother, she was a dressmaker, and I remember her saying that, Storm Chaser, I'm out at time. You're out of time. And Motorola King is saying, me too, Storm. I'm not understanding. What do you mean by you're out of time? Right. No, and welcome to the live, both of you. No, the when she was a, oh, you're late. Oh, well, better late than never. All right. So what happened was she wanted a sewing machine back in the days, and she said she did not have enough money to purchase a sewing machine. No, she went to the particular manufacturer, and they told her they were going to have a sale or a demonstration on the sewing machines there. So she said when she went back, they had an offer where you could get the sewing machine for I can't remember the amount of time that she said you could get it to try it. And if you liked it, then you could just pay for it. So she said when she got it and she took it home, she worked that sewing machine because at the time, yes, she did like it. However, she did not have the money to purchase a sewing machine. So she went home and she worked that sewing machine. She worked it, made enough clothes that she could have sold and get some money just to purchase one. At the end of the demonstration period, when she would have it for, she took it back and she told them she didn't like that one. But by that time, she had already acquired the amount of money to purchase one. Now, because she was working the sewing machine, she said she didn't want to keep it because to how hard she was working it, she didn't want anything to go bad on it very quickly. So what she did was to wait a little while and then she went back and she bought a brand new one. No, that was back in the days. These days now, I I don't know if it happens in your country, but in my country they don't do that. Once you go into the store or once you go into a business place and you make a purchase of an item, then it is sold to you. You carry that home and that's yours. The only way sometimes for my country, sometimes they will take it back is if it is defective. And even when it is defective, what some stores rather do is repair it and give it back to you. No, no, it would be good if something like that, what happened back in my mother's days, was present now because it would enable some of us to know if the inverter refrigerator that we're purchasing is suitable for us. I may buy a 9 cubic um, inverter refrigerator and it may be suitable for me, but for your household, that 9 cubic would be probably too small. You would probably want something bigger than that. So, me purchasing a 9 cubic may not work for you. However, you have the flip side to that where there are persons who, like my mother, would probably abuse it. And I wouldn't, back in those days, she didn't see that it was an abuse because she really wanted that sewing machine. But persons would abuse that. I'm telling you, we would. We would probably, even with a SETI, if they offered us to get a demonstration for 7 days, if we know somebody is coming from America, probably we would get that SETI for the 7 days, have them sitting into it, have them feeling that it is ours, and at the end of that 7 days, when those persons have gone back to their country and we are through entertaining, then that's the time when we send it back, and that's sad. Now, the other side to it is things have really changed. Or probably it hasn't changed. No, probably the reason why um, the stores were offering persons to take home this appliance or this equipment to test it to see if you like it was because their sales rep were either they didn't have any sales rep or the sales rep were not informed. Motorola King is saying, is there any other device that we can use to lower our energy cost? Um, I soon get around to that. No, the sales rep were back in then either they didn't have any or the sales rep didn't know about the items that they were selling. Today, I know that some companies when they are selling their products to or distributing their products to other businesses, they ask for training to be done with the sales rep. So they are selling a refrigerator, an inverter refrigerator. They would have a number of sales rep in from the country, or a number of sales rep that come down, and they would know tell the sales rep about the products that they are trying to sell to the consumers. So they would tell them, oh, this refrigerator is able to, when they are away, the top alone can keep the cool, the bottom can be shut off, things like these. They will tell them. However, sometimes because of expenses, they ask for sales rep from many different business places to come into their country to be trained. Sometimes you don't have the money to send up a sales rep, because then you may train someone and they eventually leave. So it's quite understandable. If they are coming down for free and you won't have to incur any costs like accommodation, then fine. However, sales rep need to be informed. Now, due to the lack of informing sales rep, we the consumers, we suffer. And how we suffer? We know that we want a refrigerator to save electricity. And when you go into some of these stores, they are introducing you to uh, probably a 25 cubic foot refrigerator, or one of those big refrigerators with two doors, and they are telling you, oh, it's energy saving. Hi, Jan Clarita, thank you for coming to the live. Right. So they are telling you that this item is energy saving. No, the energy saving item. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. Hi, Madam Baby Channel. Right. So this item that they are selling you and telling you that it is energy saving, possibly you don't have the space to hold this 25 cubic refrigerator at home, or the two-door refrigerator won't work for you. And the reason why it may not work for you is you don't have such a large family. It's morning there, it's evening here, we're moving into night. Right. So you may not have the space to hold such a large unit. Motorola King is saying, are there any other devices that we can use to lower our energy cost? Um, there are many devices, Motorola King, that we can use to reduce it. You have, well, the overall one, or the biggest one that we have is go solar. Once you go solar, your energy cost that you rely on the power grid will be lowered. However, there are other individual standalone um, devices or gadgets that we may use. So, take for instance, you may have the power switches, or the remote switches, where when you, because it's rather tedious. I don't know if you have that problem, Motorola King, where sometimes to just be bending down each time to plug out a television set, or sometimes where our television set is, or even our washing machines, it's hard to plug it out. Thank you, Jan Clarita. Thank you for being here. It's rather hard to plug it out each time. So to be going behind that washing machine, or bending down to go where the plug is for the television set, it's rather cumbersome sometimes for some persons. So what you find is that what some persons do is buy the remote switches, and the remote switches are some standalone plugs, soon get to your question, Storm, or your statement, some standalone plugs that you can use, and it helps. It helps. When I just got my remote switches and I set them up at strategic spots, in the morning when I'm leaving, I just press um, all off, and it would shut down everything. Now, the reason why I would press all off is because I don't know what would have been left on. And I may have, because I had the microwave on it, I had two television sets on it, I had a computer on it, and another set of equipment on it. So what I did was to press the all off, that in case I left the microwave on, everything would shut off. Storm Chaser is saying, I have had very bad experience with these sales rep. I have a problem with that whenever I'm going to buy an item. Um, I've had bad experiences too, Storm Chaser. However, you know what solution I find is, say for instance, I'm going to buy, all right, so like Motorola King is saying, I'm getting around to that also. All right, so say for instance, I'm going to buy a fan, right? A fan, I know I need two things out of the fan. I need the fact that my fan should be a standing fan. So I'm purchasing a standing fan. And I know one of the things is that I need it to be a standing fan, and I need it to be energy efficient. What I find that is that the first thing they do is say, oh, the fans are over there. So me going over there to look on the fans, it would probably tell me, yeah, these are pedestal fans or these are standing fans. It does not satisfy the next part of what I'm looking for. It doesn't tell me if that fan is energy efficient. It doesn't. And that's where the problem comes in. These sales reps sometimes don't even know themselves. They don't. Because I've seen instances where persons go to buy a refrigerator, and it's after telling the person, ask them about the inverter refrigerator. You know what the sales rep said? You did not ask for that. And that's sad. It is sad. I'm not asking you to push a manufacturer. I'm asking you to push efficiency and what it is that the person wants. So therefore it means that I should be questioned. I remember when I was even purchasing my own refrigerator, I know I wanted the inverter technology. So that I had already told the sales rep up front. The thing about it was, I wanted my refrigerator to fit in a particular space. So I told the sales rep, oh, whatever refrigerator I want must be able to fit in a size that is X. And she said, okay. Now, the sales rep that I got, she did just that. She was either looking for them, either that measurement or smaller. And each time she would keep me, hi guys, thank you for being here. Each time she would brief me to say, the item that came in was too big. They were probably double door. I couldn't manage a double door in the space that I had. So she was able to tell me they were either double door or they were too big for the area. She kept me informed, because at the time I had already paid them some of my money for this refrigerator. And it was two probably about 2 months, yes. Probably about 2 months after that, then she called me to say, oh, these items are now here. So she think there is one of them that would be suitable, one of them that would be suitable for my purpose. So I went in and she showed me one. When she showed me that one looked a tad bit smaller. As a matter of fact, I told her what I had before in the conventional type, and I told her that that conventional type, it was able to hold all of my meat kind of, or my food produce that I had, and it would be good to get something that was that cubic, but it was able to hold in the space. When she showed me what she had, it was a tad bit small, so she showed me another one. However, the other one that she showed me was about 1 cubic less, because I had an 18 cubic and she was now showing me a 17 cubic. So when I went and I saw the 17 cubic, she was able to say, "Oh, and these are the features." And then she started telling me about the features. Ironically, the 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 brand that she introduced me to was a brand that I had researched. Hi, good morning, Casey. Thank you for being here. Right. So the brand that she had told me about, told me about, was a brand that I had read upon, and I knew I knew that that brand was really good, especially with the inverter technology for a refrigerator, where the because the conventional refrigerator takes the cold air from the top to cool the bottom part of the refrigerator. I knew that that brand didn't do that. The air for the cooling air for the bottom part of the refrigerator, it was different from the top part of the refrigerator. So that was something that I knew. She told me that as well. So it meant that she was informed about the product. Now, the additional features that she told me that I didn't know was like, the if I go on vacation, then I could leave the top half of the refrigerator running while the bottom half of the refrigerator can be shut down completely. Or I can leave the bottom half of the refrigerator running while the top half, where you would store your meat kind, could have been shut down. That I didn't know, and I appreciated it. She also showed me the additional capability of that refrigerator being able to dispense water, the dispensation of water at the time. My question was, "Oh, will it need a pipe?" And then she said no. She opened the refrigerator and she showed me a catchment area where I could throw the water in when the refrigerator was open, and without even opening the refrigerator, I could get water at the front. That was a plus. And the reason why it was a plus was that I could still get water out of the refrigerator without letting all that cold air out. So that was a plus. And that I did enjoy. I've done a vlog on that refrigerator, giving you all the details. And I had to commend the sales rep because she did a great job. She did a great job. She knew her product well. I didn't have a problem where getting that product was concerned. It was even an addition when she told me the the additional things that I didn't know about the product. It made me convince myself more that yes, this product is suitable for me. Storm Chaser is saying that sales rep did her homework. I wouldn't say she did her homework, Storm. I think she was trained. I think, especially, I find that, especially with the company that I purchased my inverter refrigerator from, the sales rep, they know their stuff. They were trained. Um, Motorola King is saying, true word, Storm. Um, she was trained, and I realized that the sales rep from that company, they are really trained. I've had another experience with them as well, with the solar water heater. I knew I wanted a solar water heater just to get hot water in my home. So when I went out to purchase that solar water heater, that was the aim, to just get hot water in here. So I called them up and I told them I was coming. The sales rep said, okay, when you come, ask me and we'll deal with it from there. When I went, I was asked questions. I was asked, how many persons are in your household? And I was curious because I wanted to know why was that necessary? Because I didn't see it then. And they said, because it comes with a tank and you need to ensure that the tank is able to manage a household or a household of X size. It's just like you purchasing a water tank. So you would purchase a water tank if you live alone and you purchase probably a 10,000 gallon water tank. That could work with a household that is huge. You could have purchased probably a 200 gallon water tank. However, when I was asked a question and they told me why it was necessary, I said, okay, fine. I said, I have X amount of persons in my household. However, at any one time, I may have, and I added on four more persons to that. And I said, okay, fine. And they gave me, he also asked me if I was putting the water, the solar water heater, if I was attaching it to electricity. I was a bit taken aback because I didn't know that that was possible. So when I asked, what is what is it if I don't? And he said, oh, if you don't, it would mean that if you don't have the sun for quite a number of days, then you won't get hot water. And I thought about it and I said, okay, fine. No, I'm not adding it to um, the power, the electricity that I have at home. Remember, one of the aim of going solar is to honestly be independent and not rely on the power grid. So at any cost, I wanted the benefit of the water heater without the issue of me relying on the grid. Now, so I sat down and I thought about it and I was sold a water tank, a water heater, a solar water heater. And I must say, from I've had that solar water heater, even in the days when there's rain, and we don't have rains like that in my country where we have a number of days and we don't get any sun or the glare. So even with whatever minimal sun I have, I always have hot water. I can rely on that hot water. I'm not sure if it's because of the tank, because I know what happens is the water is heated and it is stored in the tank. Now, if I should go in that bathroom or if I should go in the kitchen and I turn on that hot water, even at 1 a.m. in the morning, I'm getting I'm getting that hot water out of the pipe. So it's best sometimes if we have reliable and informed sales rep. It helps. It really helps the process of buying some of these devices, but we don't have it all the times. So the best thing to do, and my suggestion for all of you, is to read, read, and decide carefully what it is that you want. So take for instance Motorola King. Let me see if he was the one who asked the question. Right. So the question that Motorola King had asked, if there are any other devices that we can use to lower our energy cost. You could probably do a research before to see if there are anything that you need. So take for instance, you could probably search along that angle, because what I use, you may not find yourself using that. You may not find yourself using that. But do your research. And one of the thing is, if you research to see, all right, let me explain again this point. You have many different types of solar lights, many different types. You have the in-ground solar lights, and those solar lights are the ones that you can push inside the grass area or inside the dirt area, and it offer that form of lighting because it is sort of um, in line with the grass. You also have the ones that they call gutter lights. Those are really attached to the gutter. You know, the gutter that carries away the water from the roof, it's attached there. You also have those that are affixed to walls that you can screw on your walls. You have many different type of of um, of solar lights. You also have those that have the panels on top. You have those that have the panels that are detached, that can be detached from the light. Whatever solar light you get should be suitable for what you want. Now, you also have the street looking ones. It's like the street lights that they have on the roads. You also have solar lights like those that you can put up at home. Now it depends. You have some persons who buy these little lights with the panels on top and multiple lights. And when they buy these lights, they complain. And the complaint is, oh, the lights are not bright. And the reason why you complain, no, we don't have, normally when I see solar lights out here, we have no one marketing these lights. You have no one questioning you as to, um, are you sure this is the type of light that you need? You have no one doing that. So what you find is when you do go into a store and you find it, you just look on it and you say, I like this light. This supposed to can work in that area, and you take it up and you carry it home. Um, I see that one in one of your vlogs. Yes, Storm. As a matter of fact, Storm, the street looking light that you saw, I'll get back to that. Right. So you take up these lights and you take it home. However, your thing is that you're going to place it on that cantilever. It won't work. And I've seen persons do that. And the reason why it won't work is because two reasons. Now you want that light for the back of your yard, and you are placing that light with a panel on top under the cantilever. Sun may not reach it. Remember, in order for that light to work, the sun need to hit that panel. If the sun doesn't hit that panel, then there's an issue right there. You're not going to get the use of the light when you really need it at night. And that's one of the issue. So you go out and you buy a light that may not be suitable because you have no one questioning you. Where are you going to put that light? What is it that you want the light for? Yes, you want the light to illuminate. However, how bright a light do you really need? So these are some of the things that we should ask. Now you have some lights that are motion censored, and I've realized that you have two different types of high sun vlogs. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your light. Right. So you have two different types of um Morning. It's actually evening my side. I'm going in tonight, but good morning. Right. So you have two types of motion sensor light. You have some of them that can dim, and if a motion should even come near to it, then it gets brighter. And then you have the next one that when you pass it, that's when it turns on. So it depends. Yes, you may go there to ask for a motion sensor light, but you should be questioned and you should be told as to what option there is. Some of these persons selling these lights doesn't know, they don't know anything about it. They just tell you, oh, so the solar lights over there, the ones with the panel, those are over there. So you're left now on your own to decide and cipher out what is it that you need these lights for. Now, Storm is saying that he saw the street looking light on the on one of your vlog. Those two street lights that you saw, the batteries got bad. And that's another thing too. When you buy these lights, you can't tell. You can't tell anything about the lights in terms of the battery size. I realize that sometimes I buy these solar items or these solar decorations. They don't tell you the size batteries that are in there. And it would be good if you were told. And they I think I've purchased one before, and they told me that, hey, if these batteries go down, you replace it with only this type of battery. That was how strict they were. But the others, they just put in some green type batteries, and sometimes it's even just 300 milliamperes, and it can't take you through the night. So those two batteries went down, and I purchased replacement for it, but one of them, it looks like the sensor got bad. um when one went down first, purchased I saw a bigger solar street light that was about 200 watts. I liked it, so I asked someone to purchase it for me, and she did. And I must say, I don't need any other solar light around there. If I do get back batteries for the other one, then I'll just, keep it around there for just probably the reason that it was already installed. So I think I may do that. I'm not sure as yet. However, it's a bigger one, and it's more, almost put it now. I think it's stronger because the frame that holds it up is metal, while the ones that I had before, they were plastic. So if something fell on it, it tend to make it bow, while the other one is more sturdy and more up. Um, so the ones that you saw in the vlog has since, it's still there, but I've added another which is more, and that one is bright. I allow it to dim just like the other one because for the area that I placed it, I wanted it to have a constant lighting. However, I wanted the feature of it being dim, and I got that back from that huge. It's actually bigger than the ones I had. Now back to these sales rep. If you had sales reps selling you some of these things and they were informed, then it would be good. But looking on a light or looking on an appliance or a gadget and a device, sometimes it's best if you research as to what you want this thing for. And when you realize that you satisfy what you want these things for, then anything extra that you see would be a plus. I remember telling you over and over again when I was purchasing my solar power bank, I knew what I wanted it for. I wanted it to be able to charge my laptop or my cell phones. Um, all right, I'll speak to you, Motorola King. I'll read your question and then speak to you about it. Right. So I wanted it to charge my tablets, those things. So I chose one that had a very high output. It was able to charge whatever it is that I wanted to charge without recharging it. I also wanted it to be able to charge by the sun. So that was my two factors. I wanted something to charge all of those equipment that I had, and I wanted it to be solar. When I went out and I searched for such an item, I found the exact one that was suitable for me because it did state um, the one that I bought out here. Are you talking about the solar power bank or the light Motorola King? Right. So the one that I realized that it had extra things. It had the flashlight on it. It also had a compass on it. It also had two USB connections. I could charge two things at the same time. So looking for things, the light, oh, okay, I soon tell you. Now looking for things like these are things that I enjoy looking for that give me extra additional benefits. And these are the things that I'm telling you about. So you go out searching for whatever it is that you want. And within that searching process, you may find something that is suitable for you, but it has additional features. And that will make you determine whether or not it is really for you, because you can probably see yourself using those additional features. All right. Motorola King is saying the one that you bought out here, where did you buy it? And he's talking about the light. I bought it on one of those websites. I don't like calling those websites name because they're not paying me to advertise it, especially those lights. I bought it on a particular website. However, when I was searching for them, I realized or Motorola King that the one that I have now would be one that I really wanted. However, those costs were more than I could carry into my country. So what I did, I chose a different version, which was what I bought. And while it was a different version of it, it was really cheaper. It was really cheaper on one side over the rest. Because when I'm searching, Motorola thing, what I did is if I find, say I'm looking for a solar gutter light and I find a particular brand, I would copy it because I look on the reviews as well. So I would copy that description and I would place it in on other online sites. And majority of the times, when the place where I buy it from would have been the cheaper option. So that's what I do. I don't just go around searching for things and not I look on reviews. And sometimes when you especially I read good and bad reviews. And the reason for reading the good and bad reviews is when I read the bad ones are able to tell me what it is that it was doing, and I make my decisions sometimes based on the bad one because sometimes what people see as bad is what I want it for. So some persons might say, "Oh, it get them probably a minute after the object if the object pass." Then I say, yeah, that's what I want. I don't want something to stay bright all the while. So looking on, it may be a plus for me to choose those items that have bad reviews. Because the bad reviews may be what I am looking for. So don't just read good reviews, read the bad ones as well, because the bad ones may help you to make up your mind as well. Um, Motorola King, come back again to that light on Saturday. That was yesterday. I went to a store. When I went to the store, I wanted some back to back double sided tape. So I went to the store and I picked up the back to back double sided tape. When I went to the cashier, I didn't see a price for the double sided tape when I took it up. I was looking, I didn't see it. So I went to the cashier and she told me the price. I said, no, I don't want it. I don't want it because it's online for $1. I can get it online for $1. So I rather purchase that one for the dollar. And I left it. They had a book. They had a book and they were advertising the things that they were selling. I think it was, we're going near into Christmas. So they were advertising what they had offering. I don't remember what they call that catalog. And then, yes, Storm, arm and leg. And they were advertising. So I looked in the book, and when I looked in the book, I saw the light. However, I just saw the light that I had. The second one that I bought, Motorola King, that's the one I'm talking. So I saw the light and I decided now to read the description. It was the same wattage for the light. I had a street looking light. However, the difference was that one was wired. And can I tell you, yes, Storm, the price was huge. I paid $4,800 for the one I bought that was solar. And the one that was wired, had the capability of being wired, was for $32,900 plus tax. No, I don't think it has tax in there because solar items doesn't incur taxes. I was shocked. I was really shocked. I have not tested. Yes, really. I have not Motorola King is saying really smart. I said, yeah, really. I have not I have not tested I've not tested the lighted under the condition where I have rain for days. Yes, I've had rains, but I haven't had it where probably 2 days or 3 days worth of rain and no sun. I haven't tested it under that condition yet. However, I believe in all honesty that it will hold up. Why? Is because of the type of panel. And I do like the panel that it has. Now, guys, what I'm really saying is you really have to shop around. We don't have these sales rep to help us, but we have to do that ourselves. If we don't do it ourselves, then we're going to be in problems. We're really going to be in problems when it comes on to choosing certain things. We may be choosing, you have some persons who continue buying and buying and buying a particular light or just to find the right one. No, read the descriptions. So whatever gadgets or devices or solar equipment you're purchasing, read the description. And if it even means, say you go into a store and you're introduced to a refrigerator or you're introduced to an appliance that may be um, solar powered or energy efficient, whatever it is, There's nothing wrong in coming back out in this, of the store and going home to research that item, you know. There's nothing wrong. Search for pros and cons. Search for disadvantages. You can search for even the problems people have with it. There's nothing wrong in doing that. You don't have to buy it as you're introduced to it. No, you can go home back and make that decision. Do your research before you decide that, yeah, I'm just going to buy it. Do your research. And once you do that research, then you'll be good. Because when you make your decision, it will be one that you're well informed. So don't just go out and yeah, we don't have the sales rep, but we have to help ourselves. Because if you're not careful, you will continue spending and spending and spending. And at the end of the day, you really don't get what you want. So go out, do your research. As a matter of fact, it's best at times you do the research before you go. You decide that you're going into a store. Do your research. Do your research on some brands. Because you have some brands who don't carry energy efficient items, you know. You have some brands who don't. And it's actually I'm not sure if they are not linked with that technology, or you may have some brands that carry a more efficient product or device or appliance than others. So do your research. Do your research. Probably when you leave your home, you have so much knowledge as to what you want that when they come with the one that you don't want, you can clearly say, oh no, I don't want that. You don't want it to reach at home, and then when it reach at home you say, but it's not this I want, it's not doing what I want. Because remember, I can tell you, I've had numerous bad experiences with sales rep, and it's all because they don't know the product they're selling. So they don't know the product that they are selling, and I'm the one who suffers. I'm the one who suffers. Storm Chaser is saying the reason we found your channel so we can get info and updates. Thanks, Storm. I've seen persons who even purchase washing machines, and they told them, oh, these washing machines are energy efficient. When they reach home, you know what's the problem? The water. Now, where I live, my water pressure is up and down. So I may have a heavy water pressure in nights. And because I do have the heavy water pressure in the night, I can't wash at night because I have solar around there. No, washing when the pressure is up, for some persons, it means that the washing machine will be filled. If the pressure is not up, it means that whatever water that washing machine collects, if it doesn't reach the required height within a certain time, then it's going to let out all of that water. You see the waste? You see the waste? So we have to be careful. We can't just get take up ourselves. You have some persons who are fixed to a particular brand. So you will always hear them saying, oh, I'm going out to look for X and Y brand refrigerator. Or I always buy this brand. I'm not loyal to a brand. I'm loyal to efficiency. I'm loyal to conservation. Being loyal to a brand may affect me, and it will suit the brand manufacturers or even those who are selling. Remember, some of these sales will get commission. Why would they want to sell you a 9 cubic refrigerator when the 25 cubic offers more money? What they really get out of that, selling you a 9, means less money. So you have to think like that they're honestly looking out for themselves. Who will really want to sell a 9 cubic to just make $1,000 when they can sell you a 25 cubic and probably make $10,000. You see the catch? So we have to be careful. We have to look out for ourselves and do those research. Do it. Look up the brand. If you are introduced to a brand that you may not be au fait with, go home. And some of these companies carry their own brand. You see that own brand thing? I'm afraid of it. I'm very much afraid of it. Motorola King is saying some people Storm don't have any choice because they don't have the knowledge, which is true. Which is true, Motorola King. They don't have the knowledge and they don't know where to start. That going back to the brand thing, I'm honestly afraid of it with some items. I'm really afraid of it. And the reason why I'm afraid of it is what I find is that with those branded items, there's a particular manufacturer who may sell them that brand. And what happens is he may take a version from a 1990 refrigerator and take some parts from the 2000 refrigerator and make a refrigerator for that company. And what may happen is whenever these things start giving problem, you have to go back to these manufacturers, not the manufacturers, you have to go back to these sellers to get the parts. And that's where the problems come in. Because when you're searching for these parts, you know what's the issue? They're going to tell you, oh, we don't have any parts for that. What you do with the refrigerator? What you do with it? It is now left to the man who may tell you, oh, I know a place, that can sell you this part for the refrigerator. And you have to carry it with you. I'm not into that. I'm looking for efficiency. And the place where I tend to buy my stuff, they don't carry their brand. They carry other brands. Storm Chaser is saying they need to come on this channel and learn. Smart has all the info. Thanks, Storm. So they need to carry their brand. And when you carry your brand, make sure that you have parts for it. Don't leave the customers hanging because things go down now. I'm not saying that these things are going to last us a lifetime or last you forever because these things go down. It's natural, it's normal. You will not have anything that lasts you your entire lifetime and your children's lifetime or your grandchildren's lifetime. Probably it's wood, but especially with appliances, these things need to be replaced. But some of them need to be replaced too quickly. So look out for these things and make sure you get information. If you have to buy a particular brand, then ask the questions. Where can I get parts for this? Do you stock it? How long do you intend to stock parts for this? I've had a washing machine for years, and the minute it went down, and I went back to the seller, they said, "Oh, we don't stock parts." You should stock parts for anything that you sell, and that is why I like the persons who I purchase a refrigerator from because they do stock parts. Years after buying my generator from them, and I went back, I was able to get something for free. Years, and that thing was no longer under warranty. Um, Motorola King is saying, Storm Smart time is winding down. Storm Chaser is saying true. Hi, Daddy J. Thank you for being here. Right, so it does happen, and I would really like to encourage you all, please do your research for the items that you're planning to purchase. You don't have the capability to do these things on your own. If you don't have the capability of making those decisions on your own, do the research. Do the research, and when you do the research, then you can make informed decision. All right, we are now within the hour, and I'd like to thank you all for being here. Thank you for those thumbs up. Thank you for taking your time out, whichever country you're in. I hope you were informed today about the reliance that you should have on the sales rep and your responsibility as well. You need to do things for yourself. So thank you all for coming. And for those who may need to connect, then there'll be a live stream after this where you can do so to just make friends. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your morning or your night or your afternoon. Thanks. Take care, Storm. Bye.